Oi. 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 I don't want to feel left out.
Well, you are drinking. So, we're trying something new today. Since we do call this the Power Hour, we're actually going to do a Power Hour. And for those of you that don't know what it is, it's you take a shot of beer every minute
And if we
for
have
an
to
hour.
explain it to you, then don't listen. We don't want you on here. We don't need
No.
you. No, but seriously, return every week.
Yes.
Don't actually stop listening.
We
I was
also
Please come
I was
back.
just trying to
We're
act
sorry.
like a
We were
real
sorry.
badass.
We're sorry.
we
Please come
invite
back.
you to join along with us. You'll
Yeah.
be able to hear the sound.
Can you outdo SlashFaceRoll? Probably, because
Yeah.
Because none of us really drink that much
Yeah.
anymore, but it's worth a shot.
but when we did,
Oh,
we did,
Oh,
Dude,
oh my
dude,
God.
dude, fuck
bro,
you,
bro,
fuck you,
bro.
fuck you.
Actually, we were all drinking before that whole bro phase.
Yeah.
yeah, it was probably a better thing that we were.
It was right around that time. What was that
Yeah.
wicked Guido? Drink time. That Guido one where the guy's working out like in the thing, getting his swell on at the gym.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Jaeger bombs at
Fucking
Justin.
Jaeger
Bieber.
bombs.
That's right about when we were doing.
remember when Kimball did that at Dick's?
Yeah. Grunted in the back, lifting up.
Yeah.
Oots, 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 oots.
Shout out to Kimball, by the way, in case
Yeah.
you listen to this, because we know you.
Rain on you, hoes.
Rain on
Yeah,
you, hoes.
none of it spelled correctly. There's a one word in this game that's spelled correctly.
On is spelled correctly.
Isn't hose spelled correctly too?
No,
No,
there's no
it's
E on the
H-O.
hose.
It's H-O-S.
Maybe that's the only way you could get away with it.
Hose,
Probably.
Yeah, perhaps.
What about the rain in the U part, though?
That's like your buddy there, Jigaboo
Dude,
Joe.
Yeah. Well, he's already had to change it like twice. That's why he has a 1 and a 0 in the boo. So. But I've never understood what do they deem as unacceptable? Because I tried to make a character on FIFA called Adolf Hitler, just to be really offensive to people, because there'd be a lot of foreigners on there,
Yeah.
and I just thought it'd be funny to be slightly offensive. So they blocked that. I'm like, okay, I don't really understand that. And then I actually tried to use Albert Einstein in FIFA 12. That also was blocked.
You used
Like, how was
Einstein on
Albert Einstein and NBA
and-
too.
yeah.
Now, how? And it was also blocked on NBA as well. How is that considered inappropriate? He's like one of the greatest minds of the. He's the greatest mind of the 20th century.
Maybe it's just the positions and situations you could put these people into in like a game mode that they just don't want you like degrading Einstein.
But I
Isn't
could use,
it,
but I
well,
could use Galileo Galilei, and that man was a genius as well.
Isn't,
So it's like they don't want Einstein getting red carded. So it's like, oh, that would look bad.
They definitely don't want Adolf Hitler killing Einstein. Any soccer fan.
You should
Yeah,
you
that's-
should make Adolf Hitler a ref, so when you get red carded, you go right to the gas chamber.
That's terrible.
That is.
That is terrible.
It's gonna be kind of bad when you play Israel versus Germany.
All the red cards. Oh,
All right,
shit.
well, this is possibly the last SlashFaceRoll podcast.
Well, didn't FIFA have like pre-selected last names already, or was
Yeah,
it the
they do.
kit name that?
No, you can. They have a shitload of the names that the announcer will actually say. They
Yeah,
have a
because I was
shitload.
very surprised. They had Hughes.
Yeah.
Which they probably. I think they had
Dude,
Badot
they
too.
have
which-
Wilkes too,
That's
because my
impressive.
current character is John Wilkes Booth. That's acceptable.
Brutal.
It'd be funny if John
that's
Wilkes
right.
Booth.
Funny.
John Wilkes Booth is your striker, and the goalie is Abraham Lincoln.
Actually, he is a striker.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But I've never run into an Abe Lincoln though.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. It's hard to. That game is so good online. So good.
It was a
Minus
good
that
game.
kid Mexican pro who just blasts music the whole time.
Oh,
No, seriously. I recognize his name, and every time he joins, nobody can hear him because everybody's already muted him. That's how bad it is.
Out of curiosity on FIFA, is it a regular thing to be like, go?
No, but there was actually a dude.
Oh God, stop.
All right, yeah.
Okay, we get it.
We only have a minute to talk in between here.
Yeah, we don't have time for a
That was
goal.
30 seconds of it.
So there actually was a kid who did a great announcer voice, and every time he joined the game, he would like announce the players and go through the roster, what their strengths are, the formation they're running. It was awesome. It was great.
What was he doing? Just YouTube videos or something?
No. He was just he joined the game, and he'd be like,
Oh.
he'd join the game, and then so and so versus
Yeah.
Manchester United versus.
Oh, he's just like
he was
spectating?
no, he was announcing the game during the game.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
That is awesome.
He comes in for a fantastic cross, and like he had this like great voice. It was just like, wow, you're the man.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Calling out his plays as he's poning you.
Like everybody would be talking like a whole shitload in the lobby, and he would join and just start announcing. Everyone would just shut up and start laughing. It was awesome. He was the man. I wish I knew what his name was though.
That'd be sweet. That'd be like going into Madden being like, "This is the greatest matchup of all time."
They already do that for you though.
They do? Well, no, they do that
No,
announcing.
Phil Sims already does
Yeah,
it
but
for
they
you.
don't have Howard Cosell.
That was all the running back's fault. He went to the wrong hole. He should have
No,
gone
Howard
back for a big
Howard
game.
Cosell.
Shut up.
I'll get
I
you
got
to the right
tackled in
hole
the
for a big
backfield before
game.
I got-
Howard
That's a-
Cosell would have to do like Fight Night. Yeah, that'd be fun. Howard Cosell.
Who's Howard Cosell?
This
He's
is
like, if
Howard
you've ever seen-
Cosell for Monday Night Football.
We're here in
sounds-
Manila, and oh yeah,
What was this, like the 40s? Jesus Christ.
yeah. Like, have you ever seen Ali, the movie Ali?
Yeah, no, I haven't, but I've
No.
actually seen a lot
That's
of his
how-
fights.
well, that's
I
Howard
definitely
Cosell.
understand the announcing.
Wait,
now
was
that
he
that's
actually
what
in
he
the
did.
movie?
I thought you were talking about football.
Well, his him as a
character's
character.
okay.
Yeah, he was a really great announcer, and that's how he talked. He had a very specific style.
Interesting if true.
That sounds like something I'd listen to.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're here in Manila, and oh yeah, Muhammad Ali is here too.
Speaking of old people, segue right into Han Solo.
For everybody listening, that was a power segue right there.
You should have seen the arm pump.
almost dead. Because Howard Cosell's probably dead by now, right?
Oh yeah, he's
he's long past.
Well,
away,
he
so
was one of those guys that smoked like 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
he was a real man.
He was a
2
real
packs of
man.
cigarette while he was doing his commentating.
Yeah,
Yeah, without having to stop talking while doing it.
right.
Over the course of the hour-long game.
He did the cyclical breathing, and he just smoked through his nose while he was announcing the game. That'd be sweet.
Take a hit of the cigarette, and while he's exhaling the smoke, inhaling through his nose at the same time.
He actually just put the cigarette in his ear,
Now,
plugged a nostril, and that's how he did it.
no, he just smoked 2 at a time with his nostrils.
So what were you segueing to before we were so rudely interrupted?
Han Solo. Now, who reported that Han Solo was actually going to be in?
Well, I
the-
saw it on
like
Wired, so
like
probably
rumored,
semiaccurate.com.
officially rumored.
Rumor has it.
Rumor officially has it. Official rumor has it. Official rumor has it. That makes it sound official.
Yeah, it does.
Official rumor has it that officially he is in.
But how is he gonna? How far in the future is the new Star Wars gonna be that he's gonna be allowed to be that old?
It better be about 20 years, because isn't that about how much he's aged since then?
30
Oh, see, the
almost.
sad thing
Alright, well,
is
30 years then. That's
Oh, I lied. It was on G4 actually that I saw it.
Ooh.
Well, actually, think about it. He could have gotten like frozen in carbonite for like 200
Again.
fucking years.
Again.
Again, yeah.
But don't you still age in carbonite? Wouldn't you
don't
still get old?
Who knows?
I don't know if it's freezing you at the cellular level, Dougie, or just the
Molecular level.
molecular.
I just want to point out that the person who broke the story works for Fox News Latino, and he's renowned snoop snatcher El Maimbe.
Nice.
El Maimbe.
What does El Mainde mean?
I don't know. Perhaps we shall find out.
It sounds mysterious.
Well, the scoop getter.
Much like Antonio Banderas.
I'm really
It
curious.
just means reporter.
It just means it's actually
report.
semiaccurate.com.
Yeah.
And
The semi-accurate one. That's what it means.
Oh, while we're talking about, I got this from G4. I was looking up the Esquire thing that we talked about the other day.
Yeah.
Apparently, Esquire is an all-men magazine. It's kind of like a Maxim type thing.
It is, but
oh,
it's more
not a Metro
fancy.
one.
No, it's not like a Metro or a female magazine. It's like a high-class Maxim type thing.
It's
It's
like
more
it's like a
fan-
GQ, but for a
High-class
younger
Maxim.
generation.
It's more fancy that it would have more clothes than girls in it.
And it has,
okay.
celebrities doing
So
their
not
stuff.
necessarily Metro like Russian teenager Metro, more like
Russian
Metro
club
like this is
teenager
how you
Metro.
actually look nice.
Yeah,
in a
this
suit.
is how you dress up if you're gonna go anywhere.
This is how you look
Yeah.
a baller.
and get your DS.
This is how you look a boss,
Yeah.
actually, not baller.
This is how you look like the most interesting man in the world. You just follow around.
Fact.
I would just follow NPH.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Dude,
Life
he
lessons
is
there.
boring on Twitter, though.
Yeah,
All he
is.
talks about is food. And
Well,
it pisses me off. 'Cause I'm
He's a
always
family
hungry.
man now.
Well, yeah, but still, he can do more than just tweet about the food that he's eating and make me hungry.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
had a
That's
tweet
like
a while
Disney
back
movie.
on Christmas, and it was like, went out and bought this whatever massive playset for his daughter, and he's like, well, we spent all night putting it together, just barely finished it right before she got up. She hasn't even looked at it the whole time, and it just shows a picture of her like with covered in the wrapping paper from it, and just like sitting there and like going nuts in the kitchen, and the playpen's like way out back. It's just him going. There's a sad face right next to her.
That's what they do.
You know who's really interesting to follow on Twitter? Mac Faulkner.
Mac
From the
Faulkner
Chive.
Who?
is
Oh,
Hilarious.
he's from the Chive.
he is
I had no idea.
he's the photobomb
He looked-
ninja.
Well, he kind of looked like I don't know, like a white trash douche rapper
Yeah,
on his photo.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's what he looks like on his photo. That's what I just assumed he was. I just drew that connection. Said that's what you look like. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's how I do things. I lump people into groups based on how they look.
yeah. Stereotype people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judge a book by its cover.
But I'll never say
all
it
the
out loud.
time.
No.
No, can't say it
That
out
would
loud.
be wrong.
Right.
That'd be
That's
wrong.
that's the racist or the bigot part of it. You know,
Bigot
everybody
part.
thinks it, but it's the people that say it that are actually. Isn't that how it works? Give me a word, look.
think you're
You're looking at
reaching.
P. Billy for an answer, and he doesn't have one for you. It's like, no, you're wrong
No, I'm
all
just
the way
kidding. I
around.
don't.
I was distracted looking up what maimbe means. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, the Spanish maimbe translates to the English maimbe.
Nice
So you've got that.
in case I ever go back
Chew
to
on
it
that.
in English.
So El Maimbe means
Basically, babblefish can go
the
fuck
maimbe.
itself, is what I'm basically
Oh, okay.
saying.
battlefish.
Babblefish.
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 What's that?
It's a online translating
Oh
tool.
wow! Well, that's really helpful. Why don't you just type in El Maimbe?
Because
Into
I would
Google
probably get
search.
Google searches for pages that needed to get translated
and then you
because they're
Google,
written by El Maimbe.
you Google image that, and you get big black dongs.
Hold on just a minute.
Apparently,
We're gonna have to check that out.
El Maimbe.
Tommy knows all
Probably-
the Google searches to secretly get big
Probably
black dogs.
name, probably the name of a dong somewhere.
Dude, I love. I think dong is like,
El
Let me
Maimbe.
just go while you were saying.
You just made that
I
connection.
thought you were just saying it would like randomly come back. I didn't think you were saying it was the name of.
wait, what do you mean? How-
He was saying that was the name of some giant black dong somewhere.
It's El Maimbe.
Some like world
It's like the
famous
Great American
one
Challenge
that
here.
was like
Instead in Mexico, it's El Maimbe.
Okay. All right.
El
I think-
Maimbe is actually Spanish for the Great Mexican Challenge.
oh,
Oh, man. If you don't know what the Great American Challenge is, I suggest you Google search it at work. That's the safest.
No, you need to
place.
Google search it.
No,
the
that way
Great
you don't get
American
viruses.
No, you get the Great American Challenge, NFSW.
And
Come up every time. I guarantee you, it's fun.
What's NF?
Not?
not safe
Or I'm
for
sorry,
work.
NSFW, not safe for work.
That's a really stupid little thingy.
No, they put it on all
You've
the
never
like
seen that
porn
before?
pictures so that you don't accidentally put them on
Yeah.
at work.
So you don't accidentally click on it and be like, "Oh my God, some tits," or a big rubber cock.
Dude,
the Chive
I
has on a
forgot-
bunch of their galleries actually.
I honestly forgot what I searched. I think it was Lawler skates because I was trying to find the GIF where the stick man's made out of actual LOLs, and there was a drawn picture of some dude with a massive dong. It was a drawn picture, but still, it's like I'm looking for Lawler skates, not massive. You see it? Yep. There it is. See,
It's still there.
just
Still the top
it
one for
doesn't-
Lawler skates.
It doesn't even have LOL anywhere on it. It's not even like he's jizzing LOL, which would actually kind of make sense.
Did any of
Because
you
you
guys
might
watch
slip on
the
those with
Skittles
roller
commercial I
skates.
sent you?
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Was it actual Skittles commercial?
I can't imagine.
Well, they
there's
say
no
it's a
way it could be a
European
real
Skittles
one.
commercial that was banned in America. but-
Basically, it's like these couple on their honeymoon, it appears,
Newlyweds.
something like that. And they're doing it on the bed, and then he's like, close, turn over. And he turns it over, and he starts like jizzing all over her face, but it's Skittles, like, and it's coming out like giant loads on her face, and she's like
man, that's
opening her
awesome.
mouth, like catching the Skittles in her mouth, and she's just like,
That's awesome.
and she's saying stuff like, yeah, give me that sugar.
But it's like this really hot blonde, and like it seriously looks like
Super
Napoleon
nerdy guy.
Dynamite's brother. with like big ass
Yeah.
horn rim glasses. Oh,
That's
it's so
awesome.
funny.
That's
Not like say like Napoleon Diamond has
That
but,
would
like,
hurt,
the actual
though.
guy.
that would hurt.
Skittles jizzed on your face?
No, jizzing the Skittles.
Jizzing the
Ooh.
Skittles.
If you did that, you could truly say you
Dude.
know what it feels like to give birth.
Kidney stones are supposed to be Dura-paintful, and I bet you they're like...
The size
you-
of Skittles, and now you're
But,
just
No, they're like a
blowing
tenth of the
Skittles
they're like
out
a
your
tenth
tip.
of the size of a Skittle. I think.
Oh.
They're like
Did you see that thing on the chive?
10 fucking...
They've made a machine that simulates childbirth for men. So it's a bunch of little sensors they put on your belly, and it's a picture of the guys like they clearly have it on. And the off button, it's off.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there giving the thumbs up, and then the next frame is them, it has it on. One guy's just crouched in the fetal position, grabbing
Like,
his stomach, and the other guy's
dying.
just like
You can
bent
tell
over
he's
the
just-
table, like puking into a bucket.
Wow, that's awesome.
There's actually a video of
That's
that.
not awesome.
It's two
Dude.
guys from like Amsterdam. One of them just starts laughing uncontrollably, and the woman is pissed. Like she's trying to be like, "This is really serious. It's hard," and he's just laughing.
Dude, who invented that childbirthing machine? Was it a woman? She's like, yeah,
Probably.
it's this bad. And then you fucking strap on this thing and it like digs like knives into you and shit. And it's like, really, lady? Is
You
it that
come out,
fucking
your
bad?
guts are like pouring out, like ah.
No, not at all. No.
It slices you
Guaranteed
open.
some woman created it and it's like 1,000 times more painful than childbirth. There's no chance.
They're probably like, "Do you want to test it?" Fuck no, I already did that. I'm not dealing with that shit.
Yeah.
all I can
I
think
don't
of is
need
the
this.
guy I read about this. He was testing out like the ultimate taser, and it's supposed to be like the most hardcore man on earth. And he was telling about the story about when he was in the military, and he was like, "Yeah, I was in a bunker, and they threw a grenade in, and it blew up and blew out like a quarter of my shoulder." He goes, "So I grabbed some duct tape and duct taped it up. They threw another grenade in, I caught it and threw it back at them." He goes, "And then I killed like 5 people or something like that. And they carried out 5 people. That's what it was."
Sounds
Do
about right.
you ever see that old timey boxer on the chive? It's a meme, and it says like this 20s. It's black and white. It's just this old timey boxer, and he's got like
Salad? You mean what my food
and,
eats?
and it's always hilarious. He's like, I threw a grenade, I threw a grenade, killed 50 people, and then the grenade went off.
My favorite one of all time is him sitting there. It's like, Legos? You mean my carpet?
My favorite one is
Doesn't even make any sense.
It's just so hardcore. Have you ever stepped on a Lego?
Have you ever stepped on a corner of a Lego?
On the corner, he does no. But when you said that, I was picturing a carpet that someone built by stacking the Lego, which is like stepping on like the little.
That'd be like
little bump.
massaging really
dude,
nice,
that'd be-
probably.
Yeah,
It'd be
that'd really
glorious.
nice.
my favorite one is
Shots to
what is
massage
it?
your feet as you walk.
My favorite one, it says nicotine patches. You mean bitch stickers?
He's the man.
That's
Oh
great.
my god, memes are awesome.
Well, it's like
I'm pumped that Ron Swanson memes
yeah,
have
the
been
Ron
taking
Swanson
off.
one. The Ron Swanson one I see is he's sitting at a table and a salad's in front of him, and it says, "Excuse me, waiter, you gave me the food my food eats."
Yeah,
No, but didn't he actually say that?
yeah,
No,
he
he
did.
actually
He
said
did
that.
say that in the show.
But they made it into a meme, and it's just funny because his face is priceless.
I like when he's like, I'll have a 20-ounce porter and a 12-ounce T-bone.
They call it turf and turf.
Yeah, I call it
Turf
turf
and
and turf.
Is there a reason that Ron Swanson and Dwight Schrute don't have a show?
I mean, their own shows each. I don't think they would intermingle well. I think Ron Swanson would. Have you ever seen? It's just what's his name, like Patrick something in real life, Patrick Sawyer or something. Is that what his
Who,
real name
Ron
is?
Swanson? No, it's
Nick Offerman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nick, I'm
off-
way
off.
off. All right. Anyway,
you were close.
have you ever seen him reading tweets on the Conan
Yes.
O'Brien thing?
Oh, it's so awesome.
It's like Taylor Swift tweets, "I had a great day with my boyfriend, and he's the love of my life." And it's like right after he like finishes like sawing something in like his workshop or whatever. So it's like it's just like 10 like super like girly tweets
No, it's
or whatever.
like the teen celebrities.
Yeah, teen celebrity tweets or whatever. So it's just like stuff that doesn't matter. Like, I'm the best, and I had whatever, like the greatest day with my dog or something like that. And he just reads it like super serious after like cutting like a huge thing with some power tools. It makes
he's
no
actually
sense.
like that. He has his
Yeah.
own wood shop.
Yeah, he has a
I saw
massive
that.
whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they're not supposed to intermingle, like be friends. They're obviously supposed to hate each other because Dwight thinks of himself as an alpha male, and so does Ron Swanson. So if you put them together in the same work environment,
You make a good
My
point.
favorite Ron Swanson quote is he's talking to somebody, like, I forget, some pretty main character of the show. He just calls him some random name, and they're like, no, it's so-and-so. He goes, oh. And then he just walks away, and he goes to, like, the camera, and he goes, sometimes I like to call people by the wrong name when they're getting too chummy, so they know that I don't really care about them.
What's the one?
that's so perfect.
What's the one where he's like, no, hold on, you had me at Meat Tornado.
Oh, yeah.
They had
Andy's
they had
talking
a
about the
sandwich called the
Mexican
Meat
place.
Tornado. Literally killed a guy last year. Hold on, you had me at Meat Tornado.
Oh, Ron Swanson. You're so amazing.
So did we ever confirm that about when the next Star Wars takes place in terms of Star Wars time?
I've seen things that suggest it's supposed to be Luke around the time of like where Obi-Wan was in the first ones, where he's like old and starting to mentor somebody else.
I'm gonna have to say I'm actually just happy that hopefully Mark Hamill actually gets the part, and here's why: because he hasn't done shit in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? He
Poor
didn't
guy.
have to
Whoa,
do
whoa,
shit
whoa, whoa,
since
whoa,
Star
whoa,
Wars.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
He does a lot of sound.
He
He does a lot
Was
of.
the
The
voice of
Joker,
Yeah, okay.
Batman the Animated Series, and pretty much every Batman since then.
So
And Batman
Who
the
here's
Animated
seen
Series
him
was pretty sick.
play like a real life role that isn't animated.
Wing Commander technically, but that was video games. But it was live action video games.
I think he's
You
played
understand
Mark
my
Hamill.
point.
Yeah, I get your
I'm
point.
just saying
no,
Harrison
Billy,
Ford
if you look
has
up his
done
IMDb,
everything.
I think he was actually in a decent amount of shit. And they were like,
Do you know any of
We'll
it?
check it
No,
out.
but that's what I'm saying.
Okay, what about
IMDb
Harrison
it.
Ford?
Well,
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I'm
that-
saying.
That's different,
That's what I'm
though.
saying.
No, it's
Yeah,
like
but
that.
Dude, I think the
It's
guy
like
who
that
played-
picture.
the guy who dressed as Chewie probably has gotten more movies.
Let's-
more movies.
No, he hasn't. But
Let's-
it's like that picture that they have where it's like, so if I sign this contract, it's Harrison Ford. He's like, so if I sign this contract, my career will continue on after the Star Wars things, and all the rest of them are like, no, it's a scam. Don't sign that.
no. So, completely lost my train of thought because I'm
Hey,
getting
Carrie Fisher was in
Oh.
Blues Brothers.
Carrie Fisher. She was also in Suburbs.
Yeah.
Like I can at least
All right,
name
right.
a movie, and especially with Harrison
All right.
Ford.
So
I'm pretty sure the midget that was in
R2D2
R2D2 suit probably has been
Yeah.
in more movies
All right.
since then.
Lando was in Scrubs.
Yeah, see?
All right, I'm not
Billy
positive.
D.
I'm not positive that this was like their
Oh,
first
Billy D.
big roles or whatever. But who's gonna continue on to do great roles? The guy that played the bitch that took forever to learn something, that kissed his sister at one point, or the ladies' man that was driving around like a badass in his fucking
Yeah, the nerf
Falcon
herder.
Yeah, whatever. That guy's gonna be
Hey,
the
Hey,
one.
that's
Yeah.
our word. That's our word.
Whoa.
You can use that word.
Whoa! I'm just saying. Clearly, Harrison Ford is going to go on to
No,
be the
and
biggest streak of
that's
great
true.
movies.
You're right,
Mark Hamill
but-
played a vagina.
You're right, but he still played in like one of the most successful
Oh, yeah.
trilogy.
And I'm sure he's still
probably
making-
the
here?
most
He's
successful.
clearly still making crazy roles.
P. Billy, with your quote about Mark Hamill playing the Joker and all the Batman, he also played the Joker in Robot Chicken.
Yeah, that's, everybody.
No, but
He does the
He-
voice
Also,
for
a
he
lot
does
of
a
other,
lot of shit
a
for
lot
Robot
of other
Chicken.
voices. Yeah.
he does a lot of voice work, which is great. But I'm saying he never got like a role.
Yeah. I wonder if you win
It-
for him.
You know what's even funnier? He actually did Luke Skywalker in all the Robot Chicken Star Warses.
Nice.
Yeah, he did. It's awesome.
I
It
I
looks
may
like he
be
pretty much
remembering
did
completely wrong, but I think he was one of those guys that like once Star Wars came out and he was that famous, he was like overwhelmed by it. Like and yeah, something I don't want to say.
feel like I heard that in a
can't
Star
say that's
Wars
100%
documentary.
true, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
Check
that's what happened.
semi-accurate. They'll know.
That no, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like Harrison Ford
it could be-
wanted to go on. Like he
Could be.
loved.
Well,
the
Harrison
stardom,
Ford
you know what
also
I'm
had a
saying?
lot of roles before
Oh, yeah.
that movie. I think American Graffiti he was in, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was his big one
Yeah.
Big
before
one.
Star Wars.
I'm just saying. I don't think it was
Yeah.
Star Wars him playing
Well-
Luke Skywalker that held him back. I think it was his.
Mark Hamill
Sort of
actually
shyness of
stepped down from doing. He said after he did Arkham City,
Yep.
the video game. He said he's not doing the Joker anymore.
Yeah, which is sad.
Well,
but
I mean,
I'm,
whatever.
I'm,
Gave it a run.
I'm checking out his list of credits, and holy shit, this guy's been in virtually everything. Like,
Is he like-
but
I know
it's
he's
all
like
it's all
the
like
white Sam
voices and
Jackson?
stuff
Yeah,
like
it is all
that.
voices.
He gets a lot of work. That's
He's
what
like
I'm
the
saying.
white
It
Sam
was just he
Jackson.
doesn't like having that crazy notoriety.
And it looks like he-
freaked him out.
When
Yeah,
you
we
Let's
should-
not
we'll
forget
look into
his
that, but-
his greatest role.
I think.
He was
What's his greatest
he
role?
was in fucking A. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh,
I don't remember it.
as the
As
Wait,
the
cock
cock
master,
or the cock
cock knocker,
cock knocker.
cock knocker. Yeah,
Why do they call you
that was-
cock knocker? Well, it's actually a funny story.
That was a great part.
See? Dougie, he's done plenty.
Just while when Pal said to
But
look
my
on
point was, like,
IMDb, I just want to throw it
you
out real
pretty
quick.
much don't even you
Nope.
completely forget his. Yes, you hear Harrison Ford. You're like, oh my god, he's been like 10 bajillion
Yeah, you hear Mark
movies.
Hamill and you're like, Luke Skywalker.
and
I guess he played the Joker.
I've heard that he did that.
Yeah, he
That's
did
it.
voices.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, and once again, I can't say that's 100% true, but I'm pretty sure like it was some sort of biography about the cast, and he
Here's-
was funky.
Here's the
about it.
challenge then. Name 5 Harrison Ford movies that aren't Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
The Patriot,
Patriot
Air Force
Games.
One,
Wait,
Air
the
Force
Patriot.
Games,
The
Patriot, Witness,
Not the
the
Patriot.
Witness,
Not the
The
Patriot.
Witness?
The
Not the
Patriot is
Patriot. That's Mel Gibson.
that's Mel
Yeah,
Gibson.
yeah.
No, Patriot Games.
Games.
Fugitive.
Air Force One,
Yep.
The Fugitive. Then what was the
Oh,
Aliens
the
vs.
Witness?
Cowboys.
Was it The Witness?
Witness.
Aliens
Yeah,
vs.
Witness.
Cowboys with Daniel
Alien
Craig.
versus Cowboys.
Okay,
Yeah,
boom,
see?
we're already there. Like
Point proven. 5. Just
now name
right
5
there.
things Mark Hamill has done besides the things that we've already talked about. 'cause
Can't.
we've-
It's impossible. Like,
Apparently, he was in
That's-
an episode of SWAT
No,
Cats.
no.
No, but I'm saying I'd say lead, but he hasn't.
Wait,
been a
wait,
lead.
what? SWAT Cats?
Oh,
You don't
that was a
remember
great
SWAT
show.
Cats?
Yeah, it
Was
was
that-
like the 2 cats.
Oh my God!
SWAT
that
Cats was
great.
awesome.
That was
SWAT Cats was
Was that
so
the 2
awesome.
cats that had the jet?
Yeah. Oh my
the
God!
fast jet.
Oh my
The
mind.
jet that could do anything it wanted. That movie
I found
was
something
awesome.
today based on an article Billy sent about Bioshock, or not Bioshock 2, System Shock 2. Found one of the most amazing websites of all time. GOG.com. GoodOldGame.com. It is just nothing but classics. Do you remember the SWAT games where you were like third? It was like a top-down strategy. And you
Like
had to,
the
move your
game
guys
SWAT?
around position. Yeah,
Yeah.
the game SWAT. You move the guys around position. Has that. Stonekeep. Found cannon fodder on there. Duke Nukem 3D Atomic Edition.
Wait, you can play it?
Wait,
It's like
yeah,
mo-
wait, what is
most
it,
of them.
videos,
The
or-
most I've seen is $10. You can get Far Cry 2 for $10 on there.
Damn.
There's just a ton of
All right.
of old school PC games.
I don't.
awesome.
I don't want to completely rip away from the retro, but I have to just because I won't remember this otherwise. Speaking of cheap games, what the fuck is Planet Side 2? Free to play?
Yeah.
I think we should get into that
Maybe.
shit. The only reason I say that is because I listened to Kevin Pereira's podcast and he had one of like, I don't know, the editors for it or the creators or fucking I don't know. He's like high up in it, and they were just talking about. And he said he's just crazy addicted to it right now. He's like when I first hopped in, I gave it 5 minutes, and then I couldn't really get a hang of it. I thought it was trash, so I just quit out. And then he's like, then I had one of my fans tweet me and say, "Listen, come back in. Let me give you a 5-minute tour of the game." And he's like, of course I was skeptical. Like 5 minutes, what the fuck are you gonna do in that? But then he played it and like actually got like what the game was about. Like you don't go out lone wolf. You don't play it like you play like Call of Duty, even though it's a first person.
can't.
That's the thing. It's more of a squad based thing. But he said as soon like literally 5 minutes into it, that kid showing him like, hey, we're gonna attack this thing and help our like this huge clan like take over whatever base or whatever. He said as soon as they like completed that objective, he was just hooked. Like that was it. Like, and
I tried it.
And
I
after
even tried to
5
do-
minutes, you hated it.
I even tried to do the stay with the squads or
Yeah.
stay with the groups of people. I spent 5 minutes, aimed down my sights, taking pot shots at people, and nobody on my team went anywhere.
Well, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
what
Like,
the hell's going on?
you must not have known where to be.
I'm
Though.
like,
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
even
saying.
know how to spawn,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't spawn anymore.
He-
And I kept respawning at the same point, so I'm like, shit. So I clicked the quick deploy or whatever. Pops me into some other battle going on. I don't know what the fuck is
Alright.
going on there.
He literally like they talked about. He's like, all right, their situation is sort of they just throw you into the shit, and that's like the point. Like you're in the middle of an epic battle of like hundreds of people like trying to take a base and hundreds of people defending, like, and they want it to be like that. And also he said like, and we had to get the game out, like we didn't have time for like a crazy tutorial to like teach you how to play. But he said the best way to learn the game is to hop in with somebody who's played before, and if they just give you like the basics of it, like then you're gonna be in love with it.
Yeah,
And I
give it a try.
want to get free to play. There's no reason not to try. You know,
like I said, I already did. If
Right.
you hop
I've already
on,
done.
maybe as a
I did a lot
squad.
of beta stuff.
But
with
Dai
it.
even said, he said, don't you need like the downside is you need a lot of squad play,
If you play
which
by
is
yourself,
fine.
it
Like if we all
sucks.
play, like Kevin Pereira said, like I hop in with my buddies and we play as like a mini squad.
You
and he's
do-
like,
you
we
need to
either
know
just
what you're doing though, because the maps are Like, they make WoW look small.
Yeah, it's 64 kilometer by 64 kilometer maps. They are absolutely monsters. And the reason they do free to play is literally, like he says, like, because we need to keep the population numbers up. It's basically like, you're free to play. It's not that you're not serving a purpose with free to play. You're playing for free, but you're giving content for the users that are paying. Like you're there for them to kill or to play against. You know, like whether you're playing for free. And he said the upgrades you can earn all through free to play. He said there's nothing you can't do through free to play that you could buy.
We'll have to give it a bid or something.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the same in Microvolt, but the amount of free money that you earn after each match
was slow as shit. I'm sure.
It was like 10 a match.
Yeah.
You'd go 25-2 and get like $10 to spend. You need like 15,000 to buy anything. So I was like, no.
A little bit. Took a little time.
Then you go from like the noob rooms, the noob lobbies, to the guys that are like level 56, and they've bought everything, and they just crush the shit out of you.
Right.
You're completely fucked.
No. I mean, I'm not saying like you're definitely going to be as good or have as great of an experience as somebody who pays. You know, obviously, if somebody pays and they get all whatever the fuck they want instantly because they don't have to grind for it, then cool. But I think it's still like, just for the fact that you can do it. Like, let's say like I'm only into sniping, which basically I'm only into sniping. So all of my fucking coins or whatever that I get, I'm basically going to save up to upgrade my sniper. You know, like, and once I get that sniper, sick. It may have taken me for like forever to do, but I didn't pay a fucking dime for it, and I worked my way for it, which is satisfying to me. I don't know.
Yeah, parts of it are. There's also parts of it that are just really frustrating because of how long it can take. And the reason, what usually ends up happening with
wait, what do you mean, like travel time? Like,
No. Just the amount of time it takes to actually get
unlock something.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
yeah.
The reason Team Fortress 2 works so well is because they start you off with the essentially already the best class. They start you off at as good as you can get. Almost.
Oh yeah.
All the other stuff is to adapt to your particular playstyle.
Right.
If you're not great at getting shots on the dome as a sniper, you're going to get the gun that takes longer to charge up, but it's like an instant body kill.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why it works so well. Most of the time, it's if I just pay, then I'm going to do a lot better and be more competitive and less frustrated.
So an exact counter of that, Kevin Pereira, who is playing this game, he says he's addicted to it right now, says that he is still using the gun that he started with. The gun that they gave him to start with, he is still using. Yeah, he's like upgraded it a couple times or whatever, but he said like literally like the gun that I started with, I'm still using. I could change to a different one, but it's not really an upgrade. It's just slightly different stats. Like let's say one has like a faster reload, it'll do less damage. One will have more damage, slower reload. But he said, but what I'm saying is, you're gonna be competitive with that free-to-play first gun they give you because that's what he's still using, and he's been playing.
I was able to get kills when I played as whatever the rifleman class is. I was able to at least do well when I stuck near the teammates. But what always seemed to happen is not knowing what the hell I'm supposed to do when you get inside the buildings.
Yeah.
Because there was two buildings. One had, I think, C. One had B. And then A was kind of out in the open. Mm-hmm. There was some guys moving into B, so I went in with them. And once I got in there, I kind of lost track of where they went.
Right.
And then I had no idea what I was even doing.
Right.
And then it just got iced.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's not a lack of game. That's just you. Like once you learn the flow of things,
it's just
then you're gonna be.
It gets frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially when you have no idea what you're doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
and
Kevin,
you're just listening on your
complained about
headphones, and you can't hear anyone talking.
Yeah.
You don't know what anybody's talking about.
He said, he literally said, all right, so we've gone through the sweet, but let's talk about the sour. And, like, the sour was literally like, I got thrown into this shit, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. And he's like, it was terrible. And he's like, and it took this kid telling me, like, walking around with him for a few minutes, like, oh, this is what you do. Like, this is the way you do it. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Where somebody who just joins out of the
I understood the point. There's 3 objectives. It's essentially domination.
Right.
But once you get inside the buildings, I don't necessarily know how to turn off the force field wall to get inside.
Right, exactly. So it's just all gameplay mechanics that you have to learn, and you have to probably practice a few times so that it seems fluid as opposed to dirt.
And the sour on top of the sour is that it takes so long to get there.
Yeah.
Because there's huge distances, even within the little mini zones that they have, where objectives are taking place. There's so much distance between these things. there's as much just the distance it takes from your spawn to get to A, B, and C. It's like the size of an entire Call
Yeah.
of Duty map.
That was one of my problems with Battlefield 3 actually, or was it 3? Is that what we're playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Battlefield
the
3
one.
was at some points,
Was
like let's say you were doing
massive.
whatever the classic match was. There's like A, B, C, and D or whatever. Sometimes you'd start like way the fuck on like the
And there's
outskirts
no-
of A.
And there's no vehicles because they've already been
Right.
taken before
But
you
a
spawn.
lot of that was because it wasn't meant for the Xbox. It was meant for a PC, and
Where
on the
there's
PC,
64 v 64
it was
or something.
way
Yeah, but
better.
you could pick your spawn point.
Yeah, but sometimes you were just boned with that.
Or
that
they had-
Sometimes you
or
spot.
they
couldn't,
had
though. Sometimes you
A, B,
got
C, and
screwed and
D.
you were way
or,
back.
yeah, or they had A, B, C, and D, and the actual spawn is supposed to be way in the back because
Right.
you're not actually supposed to be able to snipe into it and everything.
Right,
It's supposed to be the safe
right.
zone.
So you start way in the back, and then you have to run to A.
Or
and
you
let's
have
say
to
you
wait
need, let's
5
say
minutes for a vehicle.
What
to
was the
spawn.
one map
Let's
that
say
the
you-
power
Or-
plant in the middle, and you started on one side when you were looking at the power plant? You started
I don't
way
remember what it was called.
back in the
Or-
desert, and you
I
were
know,
like,
yeah.
"All right, I'm gonna take the jet now."
And when you
5 minutes later, I'm over the middle
that was
of the
also
map.
that was the
map
one when you
was-
played Gold Rush. I think is the game mode. You have to destroy the objectives. It used to be called Gold Rush.
I think it was just Russian BF3.
Yeah, it was just called Rush. I remember it took you'd finally get over to where the first one was. Then you had to go forever to get to the second one. Then forever to get to the third.
See,
one.
I liked Rush.
no,
No, I
Just
like
because like
that.
once
I
you
like
got
Rush.
into
No,
it,
yeah,
it
I'm-
wasn't
I'm-
too bad. But I like that game style, like the constant moving.
Yeah. No, yeah, literally, like I said, my only complaint about it is just that, like, let's say you're doing Rush and they control A, B, C, and D.
Well,
or whatever.
One of the
They're all
problems-
just sitting on A, so, like, you want to go to B, you have to run for, like, a solid, like, 5-10 minutes to get
But
over to fucking
on
B. It's
PC,
fucking
on
crazy,
PC,
dude.
at least on the old Battlefields, at least on 2,
Yeah.
they would put up your squad leader would actually put up defend points or attack points places, and as you got kills in there, you got more points. So even just sitting back, camping A, doing nothing, you could just sit there and rack up points.
Yeah, squad leader meant nothing in BF3.
No.
Yeah.
The only thing I hated about Battlefield 3 is, I think the last everything. Besides everything,
Besides
last-
everything.
I like
the
Oh, yeah,
last
I'm not
time I
saying
played
that.
Battlefield 3 is when it rage quit and actually took the game right out of the drive, took it right down to GameStop and traded it in.
Yeah.
Was I spawned and literally I took 3 steps, turned right, looked up, and somebody had ejected out of an F-18, and the F-18 just plowed right into me.
That's
is
epic.
Really?
That is like the shittiest luck ever.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine that being your first experience with the game? You're like, oh man, I can't wait to play.
Yeah.
You run out there like, this is so sweet. Plane dead. I'm done. I'm
Oh,
done.
so jets just follow the sky in this game, huh?
You must be playing the Japanese.
Well,
when
some
I'm
One
guy-
thing
40.
BF3 has that I wish every other game would adopt, and it's been in other games too, but is destructible environment. Because like there were some maps where you were like
Well,
playing
that's-
like a point where you had to take the point, and it's like, all right, everyone's guarding this door over here. Oh, I'm just gonna come in the back of the building with a rocket launcher and blow a hole through
Yeah.
the wall, and then kill all you guys.
Or literally, like, blow the entire wall up.
Yeah.
Well, but, like, nobody's going to
Like,
camp
you
in that
didn't-
room just next to the objective. 'cause
It
there's
wasn't
no
like
wall.
Call of
There's
Duty
nothing-
or Halo where you could just like camp a doorway. Because
Yeah.
if you were camping that doorway, people were coming in through the wall behind you,
I honestly
Or
think
right on.
I
it.
honestly
or in
think-
the wall in front of you and just kill you.
the reason there's so much bullet damage through walls, or at least the ability to shoot through so many walls, although it's very unrealistic, is because they didn't have destructible an engine that supported destructible environments.
And
Honestly,
why not?
go
Red
try
Faction.
go try it.
What are you talking about?
Find yourself
Duty?
find yourself an AK, stand perpendicular to a cement wall, and fire the gun, and tell me it went through.
What was
I dare you.
I thought, doesn't it, though?
No,
Maybe
it
not
ricochets
cement.
off
Concrete,
and-
though, it would, right?
concrete, cement isn't the same thing.
No,
Well,
cement
anyways,
cement is
Whatever
way
they
denser.
have in like,
Or like
whatever they
cinder
use
blocks.
mostly exclusively in Iraq, you'll shoot it at a 90-degree angle. It'll travel across the wall. It'll like move and then just travel within a 15-degree angle of the wall, which is why you're not supposed to peek around corners. You're not actually supposed to peek around corners because if there's fire coming from another direction.
Oh, it
and they're
travels
hitting
along the wall.
It'll travel on the wall and can
Oh,
just hit you.
okay. All right, yeah, I see what you're saying. No,
It was
you
within
well,
15
yeah,
degrees of that wall.
I
Well,
get you.
it's a ricochet.
I get you.
That's just what it does.
I mean,
It
I've
makes
watched,
sense.
I've watched like those stupid like
They
I think
bounce
it was,
off
like,
windshields. I mean,
Or
like,
like they-
shooting a bullet into a windshield alters the course.
I think I was watching like some like sniper fucking documentary
Dude,
on
those are awesome.
History Channel or something.
Using the slap
And he
rounds,
was like-
he's just ripping.
No, and
50
he's like,
cows through
he's like,
walls.
all right. So what happened was the guy was on the other side of the cinder block wall, and I knew right about where he was. So what I did was I took 3 shots, and it's just like shot through the wall, nothing. Shot through the wall, nothing. Shot through the wall on the third one, and you just see like a huge blood splatter or whatever. But it's not a blood splatter, like they're using like a watermelon.
Right.
But like he was like showing it, so he's like, yeah, concrete wall or like a cinder block wall, not cover, and he's like literally like my bullets are going right through, and he was just icing this dude. So like,
yeah, I think that was the.
concrete then. There's
that was
whatever
the-
material that they
I
use.
assume there's one. I think
That
even
was-
brick it will go through pretty well.
Correct
but...
me if I'm wrong, but I've heard this before. This could just be rumor, but if a 50 cal sniper bullet is shot at you, and even if it misses you, I heard from up to a foot away, it can still sear the skin right off your body.
Depending on where it is, yeah, it can still rip flesh off of your body.
Just
also-
the
You?
sheer velocity that it holds. Yeah.
You got to remember that they make those special magnesium tip rounds.
and
that-
the
also-
depleting
it'll-
uranium ones
yeah,
that are
they'll
freaking...
hit
The
like a
fifth-
cinder block wall, turn to like a iron ore, and just shoot right through the wall and just
The
explode.
depleted
on the
uranium
other
ones
side.
just hit and
Now,
pancake and then
You also
carry
have
with
to understand that
pancake.
based on Geneva Conventions, it's technically illegal to shoot somebody in the head with a 50 cal.
Because it's overkill.
Because it's excessive killing.
So-
You can't identify the body.
True or false? You get shot with a 50 cal in the arm, your arm is gone.
And part of your
Probably
torso.
true. Probably
Yeah.
true.
It's going to delimb you.
I don't think I ever understood that, and then I was shooting with Matt Depew one time, and he's like, no, seriously, like, if a 50 cal shot you in the arm, like, it's not like you'd get a hole in your arm. Your arm would be ripped from your body.
Yeah,
And I was just
It would
like,
just explode off.
no,
You're
like, literally just not something I understood. I was like, really? Like, the bullet's just that big and so much force that it just
There's
rips
a,
your limbs from your
right up on that
body,
shelf
dude.
over there. There's a 7.62 round. It is the whole round, right between Duke Nukem and the Fallout 3 bobblehead.
What's,
yeah, it's
what's an
laying
odd
down.
6 or whatever? Is that
30
a
odd
36?
six.
30 odd
30
6?
odd 6 is
306?
bigger.
A little bit bigger.
Depew has a ton of those like sitting on his shelf next to whatever, and it's like it's literally like
The size
5 inches. It's
yeah.
like this thing fucking goes through
yeah, that
somebody.
thing is
Are you
But
kidding
the
me,
actual,
dude?
this is how thick the actual
Yeah.
shell is for the thing. Just the round itself is bigger than the entire 7.62.
Dude,
like,
I have
including the
I have a
casing, it's
picture
wider
of a 50
and
cal
longer.
bullet.
It's retarded.
Dude, it
but
blows
the
my
actual
mind.
casing on it,
Huh?
holy shit!
What?
You have a picture of a bunch of 50-round bullets.
Well, yeah, because the first day I was on the job for Ames, my boss has a Barrett 50 cal. He got a shipment of 50 cal bullets in a wood crate.
Now, is it really mounted on top of the deuce?
No,
Okay.
it's the Barrett 50 cal. It's a sniper rifle.
I know, but he was talking about mounting on top of the deuce and a half.
No, he wants to put a Browning machine gun, like era correct Browning machine gun on his deuce and a half.
And he will, though.
He will because he has that kind of money. It's fucking stupid.
That's awesome. But yeah, dude, those rounds just that's why with video games, Call of Duty, Battlefield, I can look past that kind of stuff.
You have to,
But I'm
I mean.
already looking past so much
Yeah.
with just those types of mechanics where I've already shot the dude like
dude.
4 times.
Yeah.
And those are kind of when I start to take a step back and say, how much more disbelief do you want, or belief do you want me to suspend
Yeah.
with your video game?
Well,
The bullet compared to my mouth, it's bigger than it's practically
head,
bigger than how wide my head is.
now you have to understand though, that's obviously, but that's the whole thing. But
Bullet
the
powder
round,
and-
just look at how
bullet
big
powder
the
in the
round
shell,
is.
yeah.
Just
See
the
how big
round.
is.
yeah.
And when you actually hold that thing,
Probably
if
like
you
a
tip
finger
it back and
going
forth, you can hear the grain just
Wow.
shaking back and forth.
See, like, yeah, even like you said, like playing duty or whatever. Like, I never even understood, like, oh, my 50 cal should have killed that guy with his random shot. Literally until Depew told me that, and I was like, wait, this be ripping arms off? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So then I get like
Then
a
you
hit
should've
marker on like a guy's dick, and
Exactly.
it's like really? Because this would have ripped his pelvis into nothing. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah, so even if it didn't
Just straight
kill
up
him
ripped
on
his pelvis
impact,
out of his
yeah,
body.
that's what I'm saying. Like his pelvis would have been
it
like
would've been,
slightly
it would have
behind.
been legs, then just fleshy, meaty product, and then torso with his guts spilling out, and he would have just been like, "I'm going to shoot another shot."
Well,
No,
that's what I'm
you're
saying.
not.
So I didn't get
You're
pissed.
fucked.
I didn't
No,
get
and then he runs up and knifes you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never got pissed about that in duty until he told me something like that, and then I'm like hit markering people like in like the pelvis, you know, in the dick, basically. And then the guy runs up and knifes me, and I'm like, no, this guy wouldn't exist anymore. Do you realize I shot him from like a foot away right
So I take the assault rifle, I run up on somebody who's like not paying attention. It's like headshot. Oh wait, they didn't die. Headshot. Really? Headshot. And it's like fine, knife.
I always thought that I'd want to play a game where you'd take a few bullets, or you could take a few shots to the body before you died, but headshots would actually like instant kill you.
SWAT.
Until I was told, essentially. Right? Then I was told, or I was talking to Manzi about Metal Gear Solid 4 online, playing online on the PlayStation Network.
Which one was 4?
Is that Sons of the Patriot. Guns of the Patriot.
Oh, Guns of the Patriot.
Yeah,
Wait,
Liberty
for what?
was too.
For like PS3?
Yeah, for PS3. Because
played it.
I think I'd just gotten one and was thinking about getting the game and checking out online. And he's like, "Well, yeah, when you shoot guys in the head, they're instantly killed. But the problem is you could be spraying so many bullets, you get one lucky headshot from your P90, and it's an instant kill.
That's
And
kind
that
of how
makes
duty
it
is.
shitty.
Honestly, that's
Kind of, but-
no.
but
Like
a lot
I
of-
get
but a lot
bored
of-
using any automatic gun in duty just for the fact that like 9 times out of 10, if I come around the corner with an automatic gun that's literally doing the same amount of damage as my sniper rifle bullets are, there should be no reason I shouldn't kill you. If you kill me, then I'm terrible, and that's why I don't use automatic weapons at all.
Right,
now.
but,
that's what,
but
like,
imagine
me and
you're just
Dougie were
across
talking
the map,
about.
and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people in the room, and you're going to shoot through the walls, and you're just putting rounds through,
Yeah.
and you just get a little bit lucky, and you catch a few guys in the head, and they're just instantly killed.
Happens
And they
all
don't
the
have-
time.
Yeah.
In duty, I get them a decent amount in duty with just my FMJ with my
No,
sniper rifle.
but I'm saying you're just spraying
Oh, yeah.
in there
Yeah.
to create havoc.
Yeah,
That's what, like me and Dougie were saying with the Vector, with the laser. Seriously, one bullet
fire.
usually hits him center mass, and then the recoil usually fires higher, catch him in the head every
Yeah.
time.
that's how Halo used to be. You used to start shooting the battle rifle on their chest, and you just drag up, and the third bullet always caught him in the dome, and it was
Yep.
just a one-shot kill every single time.
You
Jogos
kinda-
remembers that
you
shit.
you kind of learn the gun physics and
Jogos
use it
loves
to your
SWAT.
advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. That shit happens. That's video games. That's multiplayer. But trying to eliminate as much luck as possible is
I mean,
almost impossible.
You obviously can't just make every sniper rifle rip off legs. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
you
Like,
could.
no, I
You
mean,
could.
okay, no, but I
So-
mean, it would be an overpowered weapon. There would be no reason to ever use anything. Like, you just one-shot somebody, and that person's.
Well, the thing
all
is-
you have to do is get
The thing
anywhere.
is, though,
if
if
he's
they
on
made
the
it-
screen and you fire,
If
he's
they
taking
made-
damage.
If they
Yeah, but
made
at
it
the
do
same
that,
time-
then they'd have to make it actually hard to use the sniper rifle,
Yeah.
though. That'd be
Yeah,
the
you
it's like-
couldn't
thing.
walk. You couldn't like walk backwards, jump.
There would be no
scope
more
people.
quick scoping.
Like,
there
mine-
would be
knocked
no
on your
more
ass if you're not prone
running
with
around
your
with the sniper.
tripod.
minus headshots with like an SMG. What does it take? Like 3 bullets to kill somebody?
No, it takes way more than that.
No, it
It's
takes
eight.
like a half a clip. It's
Really?
ridiculous.
Dude, yeah,
Dude,
if,
yeah.
You're not, if you get
The
no
guns are
headshots
super
at all,
weak.
yeah, you got to put
Damn, I didn't know that.
6-7 shots
Yeah,
with an
no.
SMG into their body.
All right, well, never mind. I'm just
there's-
saying, like, they have to pick like some arbitrary
I've
number.
been
Like,
told
this is going to be the damage.
If you get told by somebody at work that I have to play Chivalry Medieval Warfare,
I've heard
apparently
good
it's-
things.
Apparently, it's very gruesome.
What is it? Explain.
It's medieval style, hand-to-hand combat, and I think you can do longbows and crossbows. But it's
What-
super gory.
first person.
Yeah, first-person
Okay.
hack and slash.
Cool.
Merck's done
Like-
a bunch of videos.
Yeah,
Really?
and dude, it's you lop off heads and shit.
Yeah.
Why can't you just take that engine and add guns?
Yeah.
So the bullet takes off heads.
Yeah.
Shoot. Boom!
Oh no, I'm not
explode.
saying it's
It'd
not
be
possible.
sick.
I'm saying like no. I mean seriously, like, I've shot people like in the leg before, and I'd be like, how sick would that be if on their screen they were gimping around on one leg right
I
now?
mean,
That'd be
but to that point,
sick.
you would have to. I'm shooting a 50 cal. I need to be prone.
Yeah.
I need to have a bipod
Yeah.
set up.
It's gotta
so
be-
I can catch the recoil.
Yeah.
Then I got to worry about physics drop. And
It's
the
not.
wind,
It's not
and
a
I gotta
run
look-
around quick
You're not going to be
scope on
jumping
it.
out of a
Yeah.
window, jumping out of
Yeah.
a quick scope and somebody
You're not
blows
gonna
you
dive out
backwards.
of a window, go prone, quick scope it, dude.
Yeah,
That's not what
because
you're
it would
gonna
like
do.
blow you
Dive
off
from-
of the ground.
Dive from third story,
But it would be
land
great,
on the
though.
pavement
You're
below.
like running around, right? And it's like, I'm going to quick scope this dude. Quick scope. You fall over, your shoulders out of its socket. The dude's running around with one arm, trying to reach for his pistol. You're just like, ah! I can't do anything. You whip out your pistol, you're just like, bam, 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 bam. And then you just lie there until someone can drag you to safety.
You're like, I'm gonna jump out of this window and quick scope this guy. You jump out, quick scope, and just get knocked on your ass. You're like,
Shatter
you're
your
dumb.
knees.
Land and just
Shatter
shatter
your
your
knees.
femurs is like blown out.
Everybody
I'm
has to
laughing
drag
so
you
hard
back to
right
the
now.
spawn. And then they actually have to airlift you out of there, and then you can't play for 3 days. simulating hospital time. That'd be so awesome, though.
Alright, so I understand they didn't make it super realistic for a reason, because you don't shatter your ankles when you jump off of a little roof.
How awesome would that be, though?
You accidentally tripped down the stairs as you were running and twisted your ankle.
Random chance to trip when you're sprinting.
No,
Guy just
you're,
falls and
you're
eats
just
shit on the
sprinting.
ground.
You're just sprinting. There's a rock on the ground. You tear your ACL. And you're just like, shit. You're stuck there for the whole game, just like there.
You just start the game, you're just like hobbling around the rest of the match.
You can't even play because you're
Alright.
just writhing in pain.
Bring it back to seriousness because we're all crazy right now. Have you guys seen that fucking video? Alright, it's like a legit, like, it's like a group of fucking army, whatever, like they've all got like M16s or whatever, and they're shooting at some Taliban, like hundreds or thousands of feet away, like it's like pretty close or whatever. The guy comes
That's not
down.
close at all.
What?
Thousands of feet away is not close.
All right, well, I'm gonna.
No, I'm saying average
Oh
combat
yeah,
is between 0 and 75 meters.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying. All right, so anyways, so he comes down up over this little ridge, and he's got like a personal camera. This is a guy like in the army, like he's actually in combat right now. Personal camera, like detecting like his like from his chest or whatever, and he jumps down and he gets stuck down there, and bullets start ricocheting like crazy, like off of rocks.
Was this the one where he's like on a hill? You can't see any. I've seen that one.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like just craziness. Like holy shit, these people are like thousands of feet away, and this guy's literally like screaming, like not screaming for his life, but he's like, help! He's like, you gotta get me out of here! And he's like seeing bullets literally ricochet like feet from his face. I'm like, are you fucking me right now? Like, this is life.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you play Call of Duty and you're just like, damn it, I died.
yeah, that's like, yeah, you come in and you fucking fire like 4-round bursts. You're like, I iced that guy in one burst. It's like, no, these people are shooting from thousands of feet away, and bullets are like one bullet is ricocheting off of a rock like 5 feet from the guy, and the guy is screaming for his life.
Yeah.
Like that is the reality.
Have you seen the video of the guy shooting the 50 cal at the giant sheet metal thing?
It's crazy.
Fucking
It
crazy.
ricochets back.
Yeah, he shoots it. It's like 100 meters away or something like that. And he shoots this like giant like sheet metal thing. I think it's like an inch thick or something like that. Shoots it and he goes, it's like, and it just like hits it. And then the next thing you see is it like bouncing off and like it like
You
knocks
see
off
this,
his like
He's
It's
wearing
like head
like
protection or
over the
something like
ear
that.
head protection. You see this piff of dust like
Just-
right in front of him,
and it just
then
comes up
takes
and
out the headset,
rips
that
the
he's
headgear
wearing.
right off his head. And he just
Holy
goes, "Oh, that was close."
And then you just see him stand up from the gun. And we're like, all right, we're not firing that anymore.
Can you imagine being that close to
It's like,
death?
yeah, because that.
Literally?
It wouldn't be that bad though. It wouldn't be that bad because the guy in the hole is like sensing it. The other dude just like, all right,
He knows he's
I'm just
waiting
gonna-
for the
He's
death.
like making a YouTube video like, I'm just gonna rip a hole through the sheet metal. Boom! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
we're done.
That's as quick as it is. All right, guys, good YouTube video. We're going over the day.
That's like all those
that's-
other times where
that's
you
very
come
different.
close to
Like-
dying. You're like, "Oh, it's not that big a deal," and then afterwards, like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, like
Or like
when
when it's
swerve
happening,
out-
it was like
you swerve out of the way from an accident or something.
What
Just
just
like,
happened?
holy
when
shit!
death
Nah,
sneaks
yeah,
up
yeah.
on you, it's not that scary.
All right.
When it's sitting there like
it's that
taunting
night
you.
when you're like when you're trying to go to sleep and then you're just awake like, huh? I wonder what not existing feels like.
Or
Fuck.
Yeah.
or you're just like you're lying in bed and you're like going to sleep and you hear the dog or the cat rustling around. And like, I hope that's not a burglar. I really want to go to
Yeah.
bed.
Right.
And then all you can think about for like the next 30 minutes is all the scenarios how badass
What if there
you're gonna
is
be.
a
'Cause you're
burglar
gonna
down there?
dive,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna dive down the stairs,
Oh, I've
cap
definitely
the dude
done
in the
that.
head, use him as protection as you hit the wall, and then cap the
All right,
other
Dougie,
6 guys.
I
and
don't
make it
have
for
guns,
home.
so what I do is envision rolling off the side of the bed, sneaking up, kicking the door in when they're fucking trying to get through
Yeah,
it,
just
and then
as
just
they're about to get
icing
through.
them down the fucking stairs. I don't have guns, and I weigh
You're just gonna-
120
yeah.
pounds.
You're
That'll
like-
never happen.
You're like,
It'll
I'm just gonna
never
kick
happen.
the door open right here. The
Yeah.
one guy's gonna get just like the doorknob's gonna get stuck in his chest and
Yeah.
probably kill him.
Yeah, that's
And then I'm just gonna gouge out the next guy's eyes and use those eyes to choke the next guy.
yeah.
No,
Like, that's
Dougie.
yeah.
Dougie, you forgot the steak knife from dinner the night before that you randomly
Yeah.
grab off the coffee table and
Yeah.
whip at somebody, grab out, and then stab another guy with.
Yeah, ballistic knife.
And then you go into the actual scenario, you whip the knife and it hits like handle first, and the guy's like, dude, what the fuck? And the other guy, you go for his eyes, and it's like, He just grabs your
No,
hand.
no.
And he's like, "Dude, what the fuck
You
are you
just
doing?"
kind of slap his face hard.
I throw the knife, it catches Kaylee in the leg.
Son of a bitch!
Or you go to throw it, it just slices your finger.
That's more about what I'm expecting to happen.
My finger.
I probably wouldn't be throwing any knives during this scenario.
Dude,
They'd probably
Alright,
run
but
away
anyways,
though. I mean, at that point,
the brew is getting to me. I'm getting a little deep here. I'm gonna throw it out there.
The
What
one
the fuck
time-
happened with the people jumping off the boats at Normandy? Who like do you think they were like jumping off like with like meaning, or do you think they were just like cowering in the boats and getting fucking lit?
I don't
bit
think
of
they
both.
had
I
a
don't-
chance to think about it.
That's
'cause
what I'm
They
saying,
were
dude. I don't know.
You know, like,
moving.
have you ever been on
Sucks.
stage or done any kind of public thing? Those butterflies you get in your stomach.
Every
imagine
time
that's-
I've been in public ever, even in front
So-
of like a classroom. It
Right,
fucking
so I
sucks.
imagine,
walking down
I
the
imagine
street.
it's kind of somewhat of those feelings because you feel somewhat prepared for the situation. You've been training for however long, or you've been in other battles. Especially a lot of the guys laying on the beach were in other battles already. So there's kind of that whole like, all right, I'm getting ready for this. You hear machine gun fire, you're like, okay. And then the doors stop open and death sneaks up on you.
Well, that's what I'm
So
saying.
that's why I feel like it's
That's
a
what I'm
little bit
saying.
different.
It
The
sneaks
dudes
up
in the
on you,
back are
yeah.
just like, shit!
All right,
Those are the dudes that
that's
are
No,
okay.
you know who sucked to be? The freaking guys diving in from the planes, and you know you got... Because I've gone skydiving. You fall about 4,000 feet in 45 seconds, and then you fall the last 10,000 feet in like 6-7 minutes. So they're like, what? Yeah!
Well, they dropped
And then
in
they
overnight,
dropped.
though.
Well, yeah.
They dropped in overnight. So that
They did
was-
drop in, and they dropped in at night, and they dropped in. They probably hit a lot lower before they popped the chutes.
Well,
But still, you probably
I've
had
actually done a
about
lot of
The
research
shoots
on that.
pop
They
the
actually-
worst.
automatically.
The worst job has got to be the guy driving the boat. It's like, I'm sorry, you want me to stop
That's what I'm saying. What is
and I
your
have to stay here.
and just stay here, like just in case? Are you fucking kidding me?
No. The worst
Thank-
thing is, you want me to just open the doors and just let everyone die. That's what you want me to do.
Let me just say, thank fucking God that we don't run into fucking combat like that anymore. Like, we realize that that's a
Fucking
fuck.
right.
Alright, I mean, even, like, this is going back to when we started getting rifled bullets, and then we're in, like, the Revolutionary War, so people are fucking standing in line shooting bullets because they're like, this
we
is
didn't
the
get the
combat
rifle until
tactics.
Civil
No,
War.
even
Alright,
worse
Civil
though.
War maybe.
Yeah.
Well, either
Even
way,
worse
I'm
is-
just saying you're standing in line because you're like, bullets only shoot 50 feet accurately, and then people are starting getting rifle bullets, and they're standing in line getting picked off from 200 yards,
Like
and they're
Dougie
like,
tried to-
oh, this is how we fight, though. So they just keep doing it, and it's like, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like Normandy was. It's like, hey, we're gonna ride 100 fucking boats into there, and probably 60% of us are gonna get lit, but we're just gonna keep running in there, and we'll probably get it eventually.
They weren't supposed to know they were coming.
Yeah.
That was the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
They weren't
a
supposed to
surprise.
know that they
Playing
were coming
fucking
in.
bunkers. Clearly, they knew. Like nobody went and checked
Well,
that
yeah,
shit
but
out.
Well, that's
You don't realize there's like
a lot of the
10
guys that they
bunkers on
dropped
the
in were
beach
supposed to
waiting.
do that job. They landed way off course.
The thing is, you
and
can't.
spread out.
After a certain
Most
point,
of-
you can't check in
I
risk.
can't say that I've
80
researched a ton of it.
I
I'm just
have.
saying.
Between
like,
the 82nd Airborne
yeah,
and
alright.
the 101st Airborne, they ended up mixing squads completely.
Alright.
And it was just the highest ranking person there was in charge, and you were
Alright.
doing whatever mission they were supposed to do. A lot of it, they were supposed to go in and clear that out. They were supposed to be blowing up bridges to stop
Right.
reinforcements and all that
Which
kind
they
of shit.
would have
And-
done, but they're so far off course that they were just sort of doing what they could do with
Exactly.
the leaders. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
a lot of
that's-
it, that's where a lot of it comes in, because,
Right, okay.
all right, we're supposed,
Well, that
like,
makes sense.
this is all supposed to be, we're just supposed to lay on the beach, we're going to run up, and we're going to be all set.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start invading.
Right, and then
That's how
they're
we're
like,
gonna- that's how
"Oh, we're
gonna take
coming up to
over."
the beach, and our boat's getting tinged by fucking bullets the entire time." All right, well, yeah, I understand.
I'll
So,
just- let's
slash
sit around
face,
and just-
slash face roll users. There's your history lesson for
Yeah.
the day.
Slash face or
Fucking
history
enjoy
style.
that.
The more you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Star, rainbow.
What was that, NBC?
Star.
more
Rainbow.
you
G.I. Joe. It was G.I. Joe.
I had a
G.I.
story.
Joe.
I was
I
saying,
had a
Tommy's one to
story.
talk for a while.
I had a story about like things in your mind when you think you're going to be a badass.
Yep.
When my girlfriend Britt lived over on Dartmouth Street with her cousin Tyler, which we all know is a hilarious guy.
We need him on.
We do need
Definitely.
him on.
This is Dura experienced drug user. Is that where we're moving? I'm definitely. You don't know his
And-
last name,
and
so I don't care
overall-
who it is.
an
But yeah,
overall
that-
insane person?
No, he is hilarious.
He is
sat there with-
hilarious.
Yeah, no, seriously.
But they were living on Dartmouth Street. I had slept over that night. We had gone out to the bars, and we had gotten separated from Tyler because he was hanging out with these other people. So we'd gotten home at like 1 in the morning or whatever. We'd gone to bed. We'd been asleep for a few hours, and like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we just hear glass shatter. And at this time,
Oh, no.
when I was in college, I bought a 45 as a Colt. It was a 1945 replica of some other maker that I always kept in a backpack with a clip.
Fucking replica.
Well, it wasn't a Colt, but
No,
it was.
Snatch.
Your gun says replica on it, and my gun says .50.
After this,
5-0.
remind me just so he continues, but I will forget. Just when I realized shit was real when it came to guns and using yourself in a home invasion. Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways,
Continue.
Sorry.
Glass
I
shatters.
always kept it in my backpack
Yes.
with the slide cock back and the clip out of it. Safest way I could keep a gun. So if I ever needed to use it, put the clip in, unleash the round, it automatically chambers one. Glass shatters and Brittany starts freaking out. So I'm like, shut up, I got my gun. So I grab my gun, release the slide. We go into the living room. We turn the light on. And all I see is it was like one of those doors where it had these little tiny windows on the top, like above head level, and I just see this arm inside trying to reach the deadbolt on the inside.
shit.
And I was like, "You fucking shitting me?" And I literally put the barrel of the gun on his hand, and I was like, "That is a 45. You need to stop what you're doing." And it was Tyler's like, "Dude, I forgot my key." But the whole time, like, if anybody knows a 45, you get really familiar with a gun. That's like a 7-pound trigger. I pulled the hammer back and pulled it as far as I could without releasing the bullet, and then I realized I didn't have the clip in it.
Oh,
Yeah, Duraclap.
It would have been real good if the guy. Oh yeah, try it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
No, you should.
All right.
They're like,
David pulls the door
dare
down.
you. Shit! You called my bluff.
All right. So I literally entirely growing up had no interaction with guns. My parents didn't have guns. Nobody in my family was in the military. I mean, well, my grandpa was in the military, but I didn't know him to the fact where we didn't hang out to the fact where I was using his guns or whatever, you know. So fuck. All right. So anyway, so me and Depew move into this apartment in Dover, and he tells me, "I'm gonna take this gun," and he shows me, and he said, "And it's loaded, and it's cocked, and I'm putting it up in my closet right here. If anybody ever breaks in, you pull the trigger and you shoot to kill." And I said, "What?" No, she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Listen, you don't shoot somebody and then not shoot to kill because then something legal could come against you.
Yeah.
You shoot to kill because the person is intruding in your space, and then no matter what, it's your story against nobody's." And it was just like,
Actually-
no, and it was literally like,
Yeah.
that's the truth, though.
That
That's what
doesn't
you
matter
have to.
in New
It
Hampshire
never was
anymore, though.
real to me.
That doesn't
anymore.
matter in New Hampshire anymore, though, because now, if you fear for your life and you are in an area where you are both allowed to legally be, and one person doesn't own the area, like you're not at their house, but if you're in the middle of if you're walking down Main Street and you fear for your life from somebody else, you can legally kill that person in New Hampshire.
Well, you still gotta go to court, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, no. It's
no, it was
that's
just-
the law.
And also,
you can,
it's
we had
just
to
one
look
of
it up
those
when Al
things.
got his gun.
It was just one of those things. Listen, you're protecting yourself. It's
Yeah.
it's you can't feel bad. They may have a gun, be ready to shoot at you. You shoot to kill because you're protecting yourself. And I had never
Defuse
thought
it,
of
man.
I
I
had
love defuse.
never thought of anything like that before. I was just like,
One of my
yeah,
my ninth grade
I
teacher,
don't want a
Mr.
gun.
Springfield,
Yeah.
told us that because there was a story around that time we were in that
Spring
grade where somebody had shot somebody in the leg to wound them when they were in their house and stealing their stuff. And because the person didn't have a weapon on them and they had just broken in, they were able to sue the homeowner for shit tons of money.
That's shitty.
Yeah.
That's fucking douche.
All right, we'll leave you with that glorious thought of
Yeah.
someone breaking your house and you defending yourself and then them
Yeah.
suing you and
And
taking
then
your house
diving
from you.
down the stairs with dualies,
Or
capping,
that
6
thought.
people.
Think about that one.
One, you're capping the dude, and then you're shooting through the wall, hitting the guy.
Possibly whipping out your Barrett 50 cal.
Yeah.
And just
Off your-
aiming down the stairs.
Yeah.
Hard scoping, not quick scoping.
Oh yeah, you got a hard scope in real life, bro.
You got a hard scope in real life.
In real
Maybe
life.
down the stairs with the bipod on the 6-step down.
Yeah.
Real low,
Like Home Alone style, but with lethal
Home Alone
weapons.
style, but with a Barrett cal instead of a paintball gun.
Instead of a paint
you
bucket
don't have
hit
to
you, it's
worry
a
about
hatchet. That
that.
instant kills you.
You don't have to worry about that because the night before you already set up the claymore at the door.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
then
then
the shock
even if he
charge,
got
And you have
and
the
the
C4
shock
later
charge,
on.
so that he couldn't jump out of the way. Of
Even
the
if he
C4.
got through that, you hit him with the Semtex.
And even though it's like
Stick it right in the face.
2030 something,
And if you
you're
got
using
through
your bouncing
that, then
Betty.
you hit him with the tomahawk.
Make sure you
And
put
then-
down your bouncy Betty in the pavement.
Yeah, and because it's 2025, you also have attack dogs.
Yes.
An entire platoon of them, and you unleash those.
And if he gets
How
through
often do we use them
that,
now?
you hit him with the hunter killer.
All the time, probably.
And if he gets through that, then you hit him with the ballistic knife. And
Yeah.
if he gets through that, then you're fucked.
Just nuke
Then
it.
you have to respawn and start
Then you
all
have to
over.
respawn. Then you rage quit, restart the game.
We're gonna rage quit right now.
And then you take
Adios,
life back to
users.
game
Rage
style.
quitting right now.
Rage
Rage
quit.
quit.
Hope you enjoyed the power hour.
Adios.